KEYC News Now to Go is sponsored by River's Edge Hospital and Clinic. People caring for people.
Moments like these make life worth living. River's Edge Hospital and Clinic is your partner in taking control of your own health. Take your steps towards a lasting tomorrow. River's Edge Hospital.
Thanks for joining us for this KEYC News Now to Go update. I'm Mitch Keegan filling in for Jackson Jurek. In a few moments, I'll be joined by First Alert Meteorologist Caitlin Lohr with a look at your forecast. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the United States will begin revoking the visas of some Chinese students, including those with connections to the Chinese Communist Party or studying in, quote, critical fields. The announcement adds to the uncertainty for America's international students who have faced intensifying scrutiny from the Trump administration. China is the second largest country of origin for international students in the U.S., behind only India. In the 23-24 school year, more than 270,000 international students were from China, making up roughly a quarter of all foreign students in the U.S. On Tuesday, Rubio halted the scheduling of new visa interviews for international students. Well, back here at home, Wednesday marked the grand opening of Winnebago's Bravo Zulu House. It's the nation's first sober house exclusively dedicated to military veterans. Aaron Stuvey takes us there to hear the stories of affected veterans and learn more about the brand new program.
2 words instead of the 5 words, thank you for your service, that will light a veteran's eyes, especially the ones that are clouded with PTSD. And those words, try them sometime and see the response you get in that guy's eyes. And those words are, welcome home.
Bravo Zulu is a naval signal that means well done. It is meant to remind the veterans staying here that their service will never be forgotten. Wednesday's program saw veterans telling their stories and thanking the people that made the project possible. Representative Brad Finstad spoke and presented a flag to program leaders. The mayor of Fairmont proclaimed Wednesday, May 28th as Bravo Zulu House Day, after Governor Tim Walz did the same earlier this week. All of these events happened just after Memorial Day, a fact that many felt was symbolic.
And that is a time for us, obviously, to give thanks and to reflect and to memorialize those that made the ultimate sacrifice. But in honor of that, we also have to acknowledge that we have folks that have served and come back to us with invisible wounds.
The house's treatment program will be done in partnership with the Mayo Clinic and will house 13 men undergoing personalized treatment plans, which aim to give them the structure that many struggle to find in civilian life. Patients will even be assigned rescue dogs to take care of on a farm property that's meant to give the veterans some peace and quiet. All of that work is done in an attempt to tackle the epidemic of veteran suicide, which sees 22 veterans taking their own life every single day.
With places like this, guys have a place to heal. We have a community. And that's where guys can heal. I truly believe the World War II guys were in the shape that they were in because it took them so long to get home. They sat together for 3 months and floated home and got to talk about what they went through. That's what we can do here.
In Winnebago, Aaron Stuvey, KEYC News Now.
While the house is mostly finished, it's not ready for people to move in just yet. That process is expected to start this summer, with the facility reaching full capacity by this fall. The Bravo Zulu House is exclusively for men, but the overwhelming support for the project has inspired work on a similar facility for female veterans facing similar issues. Focus on that project will start after the men's house is fully operational. Well, Minnesota's legislature remains deep in budget negotiations as the state prepares for a special session sometime within the next month. It's been over a week now since the legislature adjourned its regular session, but according to some leaders, there's still some work left to do. Quinn Gorham has the latest.
Minnesota legislative leaders remain entrenched in meetings to reconcile the state's budget.
We're going to meet at 7:30. I'm meeting this afternoon with Democrats. We met yesterday.
But even a full week removed from the end of the legislative session, the work remains unfinished. Governor Tim Walz has said he'll wait until everything is ready to call a special session, and he's yet to make an announcement on that front. Still, he says major progress is being made.
We tied up what I consider to be probably the biggest one on human services, a real effort to continue to deliver the best services in the country, but at cost containment.
The governor spoke at an unrelated event Wednesday, expressing optimism that a special session could be close.
I really do believe we'll probably have everything by tonight, maybe except the tax bill. I hope they're able to get it, but I think that one may be at an impasse where it has to come back to leadership. But they're going to get it.
While the state government won't officially shut down until July 1st without a budget, the state will need to issue layoff notices on June 1st if the work remains unfinished by then. That gives them an unofficial weekend deadline to avoid sending out those notices.
And it's just time to bring it home. We're running up against that June 1st deadline, reassuring state employees we're going to get this budget done.
While notices aren't likely to amount to much if the state manages to pass its budget by July, it's an added incentive. Legislative leaders said last week they hope it lights up the discussions.
I think people are probably not going to want to be here on Saturday, May 31st. So I think the drive will be to probably finish by the 30th.
In St. Paul, Quinn Gorham, KEYC News Now.
Well, the consensus among legislative leaders for now seems to be that a special session will be held next week. Time now for a check of your first alert forecast, and I'm joined by meteorologist Caitlin Moore. And Caitlin, it's been cool, and it sounds like some warmer weather is on the way.
Yeah, we're ending the month of May and welcoming June, which is also the start of meteorological summer, and it really is going to feel like it out there with the temperatures we have on the way, and it's going to be a nice change of pace from the cooler temperatures we've been dealing with. One thing I want to talk about is the drought monitor, where that's sitting at. This is a current drought monitor. I believe most recent update. If not, the most recent update will be coming out within the next 30 minutes, give or take. It kind of varies in the early 9 o'clock hour. I showed this a little while ago, no change from a little while ago, so this could be the most recent update, and we're still seeing those improvements being made northwestward. Still have a little bit of abnormally dry ground conditions where you see the yellow there, and some moderately dry ground conditions in portions along the border of Minnesota and South Dakota, and then in far northwestern Iowa. Now, the rain that we've gotten so far this week, it does not show on this drought monitor. All of that rain will come into place on next week's drought monitor update. So hopefully going to see some more minor improvements as we go from week to week. Now, we're not really looking at a whole lot of rain between today and the upcoming weekend, maybe an isolated shower or two possible today, but we'll see more rain chances through the early to middle half of next week as a cold front works its way through the area. And of course, that it will drop temperatures going into the end of next week, but not by much. And you'll get to enjoy the wonderful dry and sunny weather we have for the weekend coming up. So let's talk about that. We have that minor rain chance for today, and that's really just a 10 to 20% chance, meaning an isolated shower or two is possible. Majority of us, if not 90% of us, are going to stay dry today. We're going to see pockets of sunshine with mostly cloudy skies. Isolated rain chances will be anytime really between 11 o'clock this morning and about 5 o'clock this afternoon. And anyone that gets one of those potential stray showers, not looking at a lot of accumulation, definitely less than 1/10 of an inch of rain expected with any of those, if any accumulation at all. Most of those isolated chances will be related to a sprinkle or a drizzle, kind of move in and move out just as quickly, and like I said, leave not a lot of rain behind. Then we'll see gradual clearing overnight, waking up to clear skies across the area tomorrow morning. 71 for the high today. This is actually the warmest afternoon we've had in the last few days, so get out there and enjoy it. Start getting us to dry out as we go into the upcoming weekend. Tonight, gradual clearing with a low of 53 degrees by tomorrow morning. More sunshine on the way for tomorrow with those summer-like temperatures returning. We're looking at the low 80s tomorrow afternoon. With that little bit of heat and that sunshine, the rain that we've had so far, we could notice a little bit of humidity tomorrow, but a light breeze up to 15 miles an hour will kind of help make it feel more pleasant out there. As we take a look at the futurecast going through tomorrow, really not a whole lot going on other than just sunshine and clear skies. A great day to get out there. And if Jackson were here, I'd be giving him some trouble on making sure he wears that sunscreen, which I'm sure all of you are going to do this weekend. As we take a look at your extended forecast, we'll be welcoming June with mid to upper 80s, but then that cold front moves through. That'll drop temperatures back into the 70s. What we know with that cold front is that right now we're looking at showers and thunderstorms. We'll know more as far as I know the question goes. Are we looking at severe weather? And unfortunately, it is just too far out to tell if we are looking at severe weather or not. But we can tell you showers and thunderstorms in the forecast.
Well, temperatures warming up into the mid to upper 80s. probably many folks turning the air conditioner.
Oh, for sure. I'll be one of them.
Yeah, I'm sure we will be too. All right, Caitlin, thank you. And thanks for watching this KEYC News Now to Go update. And stay with us for the latest local news, weather, and sports on our website.
Don't forget that sunscreen for the weekend and download the free KEYC News and weather apps for the latest headlines and forecast.